Hello everyone, LVAT Girly here, your local robot. I'm just coming on today to discuss uh, what are some post-op expectations, what I was told versus what happened after getting my LVAD. Also, I want to thank everybody for the feedback as far as the music within the video, how loud it was and how well they couldn't hear me. I'm adjusting that this time around, so I apologize. But so going into getting the LVAD, mine was pretty quick, a pretty quick turnaround because I went into the doctor's office and I couldn't breathe, so they had to. It was like one of my only options left. So mine, I was told I was given the opportunity to say yes to it. I said yes, and then that was on a Friday. No, that was on a Friday, and the next Wednesday, I was in surgery, and so if it's a long process, getting to it, and you say yes prior to, and they have time like a weeks or a month to get you prepared, and you can ask all the questions and things like that. Me, I had to get a quick lesson on what to do when things happen. I had to get a quick lesson on what it was, how it affected my body, how it would affect my family, and I had to get my caregivers, which are my daughters and my parents and my brothers, like the people who are around, a lesson on how to change the batteries, how to change the controller, if what alarms are what. So everybody had to be thrusted into learning this pretty quickly. It was what they told me versus what actually happened after surgery wasn't too far off. Although everybody is different, everybody has their own way of doing things. I was always the youngest person in the waiting room when it comes to heart failure. So most of the clients that they've had, as far as most of the patients that they've had, as far as getting the LVAD, are older. And so I found out I had heart disease in 2017. I was 31. And I always hear, "You're too young to have heart failure." Hey, that's what they say. Yeah. But once I got the LVAD, first month, let's back up. Still in the hospital right after the LVAD. They soon as you wake up from surgery, after they take the breathing tube out, within that next day they want you to stand up and start walking. Mind you, they have cut your chest open. They have sprayed it wide. They have put something on your heart. They have closed you back up. They had pumped a bunch of fluid in you and got you hooked up with thousands of machines. But they want you to stand up and walk. That's fine. I wanted to be out of the hospital. I wanted to be back on my feet. I wanted to get back to living. So we stand and we walk. I was fortunate enough to not have to stay in the hospital too long, because when they said stand and walk, I stood and walked. I even stood and walked, and they want you to go to the bathroom, they want you to pass gas, they want you to do all the things. I was trying to make everything happen so I wouldn't have to be in the hospital for very long. So I was one of the, here at Richland, I was one of the people that got out of the hospital a lot quicker. I only stayed in the hospital 12 days after getting my surgery done. And I have a young lady that I talked to. She only did 11 days, so she beat me by a day. But Ms. Brown. But we got home. My mom, like I told you in the past video, my mom was my main caregiver. So she went home with me. We got to the house. We found an area to put my wall plug in to make sure I could when I was able to get up and walk around and stuff like that, I would have my myself plugged into the house power, so I would be able to reach different areas in the house. I did go to through a bout of depression for like the first couple months. I was down for about 7 months before I was good enough to get up and, well, I thought I was good enough to get up and work and all that stuff. So first couple months I was down kind of bad. I lost a lot of weight. I'll figure out how to insert a picture, but I lost a lot of weight, and I mean, to the point I didn't recognize myself, and I found myself like sitting in grief and sitting in depression, and I just felt bad. Mentally, I felt bad. Physically, my body was trying to adjust and trying to get better, but I was scared to take a deep breath because my incision in my chest, scared of what's next, because this is my first time ever having this type of thing, any kind of, I had heart failure, yes, but I was taking medicine and going to the doctor and getting tests and all kinds of stuff. Like, they would just change my medicine every once in a while. This, I got it. Like, I did this, and now it's in me, and now I have to figure out how to live with it. Go by a few months, I'm coming up out of my funk, I'm trying to move around, I started eating again. When I say I started eating, I mean, like, I told my mama, I said, I want some cereal. She said, okay. She was so excited. She said, she about to eat. I said, I want some cereal. She said, okay, what kind? I said, what did I say? Like, Apple Jacks? But I didn't want a lot of Apple Jacks. I wanted, like, 7 Apple Jack pieces and a little bit of milk. She said, okay, if that's what you want to do, we can do it. She said, okay, if that's what you want to do, we can do. I'll be right back. So she went and got me a couple pieces of the Apple Jacks or whatever cereal that was, put it in a teeny weeny little bowl, and I ate it. And gradually my appetite came back. Gradually I was walking a lot more. Of course, family was coming in and encouraging me, and friends were coming in and encouraging me, coming to see me, bringing things, helping me with getting the girls working back and forth and all kinds of stuff. It was a tough time. 2024 was a year, and I'll get into that in another video, but that was a really tough time for me. But once I got back, this is my first setback. This hospital visit right here is my first real setback, outside of getting the LVAD. This infection and having to be hospitalized and a couple of times and trying to, get rid of this and all the things that's come with it. This was my first setback. I was good for 2 years. I did real good for 2 whole years. And from what I was explained, a lot of people go back and forth in the hospital right after, or they don't make it out. So I'm grateful. And I will always be grateful. Thank God. Thank God for my family. Thank God for life, health, strength, everything He's done, everything He's gonna do. It's life has brought me through it, but trusting God has, kept me. But yeah, it was a lot, from getting my appetite back to walking again and being out in the world again and starting to try to drive and all that stuff. I was glad to be back up and around. Now, mind you, going into heart failure, I was pretty down bad. This LVAD has helped me a lot as far as I can walk a little further and stuff like that. I can breathe a little bit more. It's given me a couple more years of life that I can give. But we're moving on. See y'all next time.